Hello everyone, my name is Hemant and I work as a project manager at EzRF. Today I'm going to be showing you a demo of EzRF, which is our online requisition form system. So let me take you to the website. So this is the link that you would go to access this website. It's https://ezrf.eurofins.com. Now, when you're given access, and you send you an email with the access information, you'll have the link to EzRF in that email. You'll also be given your username and you'll be given a temporary password. Using that temporary password, you'll be able to log into EzRF. Now, the first time you log into the system would actually prompt you to change your password to a permanent one. Also, once you've changed your password, it will take you to a user agreement page. You'll have to go over the user agreement and click on agree, and that's when the system would actually let you move forward into the system. Now, since I already have access, I'm going to have to skip those steps where you have to change your password the first time you log into the system. All right, so this is where you would enter in your username, and then you enter your password and click on sign in. This is the home page. As you can see, on the top right-hand corner, you have the name of the person using the system. You also have a little button to log out of the system. So when you click on it, you'll be able to log out of the system anytime you want it. There are three tabs on the upper left-hand corner, right below the EzRF logo. First one is the home tab. Now, if you were on any other page in this website and you clicked on the home button, it would actually bring you back to this page. This is the home page. Then we have the accession button. Under accession, as you can see, there are three different options. When you click on accession, you'll get the first option, which is the submit option. The second option is the ship option. And the third option is the search option. Now, we'll be going over these three options. I'll be showing you exactly how to use them. The accession tab is the most important tab for you. This is the tab that will be used the most when you get into the EzRF system. Now, submit option is used when you're actually completing the requisition form online. Ship option is used to search for any samples that you have sitting at a site. For example, frozen samples which you send out as batch samples or whatever. Now, it all differs between study to study. Then you have the search option, which can be used to search for any requisition form that was completed in the past. The third button is the Contact Us button. This button has contact information of all the EzRF locations involved in the study. It also has contact information for EzRF. You also have a little link to the EzRF user guide. When you click on this, the system will actually take you to the PDF version of the manual. Now, this is how the manual would look like. It's a very easy manual, easy to go over. The language written is very easy. I'm sure you'll not find any difficulty in understanding this manual. Of course, if you have any problem understanding anything in the manual, you're welcome to contact us anytime you want it. It also has a link to EzRF frequently asked questions. Again, this will be a PDF document. You can go and read over this document as well. Again, the way it's written is very easy to understand. Now let's go over the most important button, which is the accession button. Now, as I mentioned earlier, under accession there are three different options. Submit option is what you would use when you're trying to submit the requisition form or shipment list. This is the button you would go to when you're trying to complete a requisition form online. So let's go over this option real quick. All right. Now here on the upper left-hand side, as you can see here, there is a little drop-down menu to select your study. Now, if you have access to more than one study, this is where you would go to select the study you're trying to complete the form for. Since I have access to more than one study, let's select the study I want to go to. All right. Also, if you have access to more than one site, this is where you would select this site you want to complete the requisition form for. For this study, I have access to only one site, and this was defaulted here. Okay. Now here, as you can see, the system is asking us to complete a few different fields. The first field is the requisition number. Now, where would you get this requisition number from? This would come from the paper requisition form you're getting along with your supplies, right? So let's say if you're trying to complete the requisition form for visit 1 samples, what you would do is you would take the requisition form, which is meant for visit 1 safety samples, and you would, the paper requisition form I meant, and you would take the requisition form number from the upper right-hand side, right under the barcode, you will see a requisition form number mentioned. You would just enter in that requisition form number here, and you would take the labels from the same paper requisition form that you took the requisition form number from to label your tubes. Okay, so let's enter a dummy requisition form number here. We enter TY 34567. As you see, this field is marked with an asterisk, so it's a mandatory field. You cannot skip the field. If you skip the field, the system would give you an error. Next is the air bill number. This is an optional field. As you can see, it's not marked with an asterisk. If you don't have the information, you can leave that empty. If you do have the information, try and complete that. It's really helpful for us to know what the air bill number is, just in case we want to track the samples. Then you have the initials. You enter the initials. We have primary subject ID. As you see, the subject ID the site ID in the subject ID is already pre-populated, and that's because we had selected the site when we started working on the requisition form. Here you have to enter the right format, subject format. If you did not enter the right subject format, the system would give you an error. So here, let's enter the right format for the study. Okay, then you have the gender. You enter the gender information. It's a drop-down menu. It's a mandatory field. You enter the date of birth. It's a calendar type field. Subject length, collection date and time. Again, these are mandatory fields. Time is a drop-down menu. You can set the time from that. Fasting status, whether the subject fasted or not. Subject weight in kilograms. And the visit name. So let's select the visit we're trying to complete the requisition form for. Let's select screening here. So as soon as you select the visit, the first requisition form would appear on the right by default. As you can see here, this is our first requisition form that we need to complete for the screening visit. And it tells you that this form is for safety samples. It's an Amendment 4 form for the study. Now, this requisition form has a lot of different columns. As you can see, the first column is a sample expected column, and that tells you what sample is expected to be received for that visit. Then you have the label column, and that tells you exactly what tube label needs to go on the samples. The container, and this tells you what tube should be used for that particular sample. So here, you need to use lavender top, red top, SFT tube for whole blood EDTA. And this tube should have the EDTA WB HEMA label on it. Then you have the column where you would select whether the sample was collected yes or no, and you select yes. Then you have counts, and we're expecting 1 sample each. And then in the last column, you have sample hint. You're supposed to ship these samples ambient on the same day of collection. So once you're done completing the first requisition form, you can click on the next form button. The next form button should appear on the bottom. On my computer, it's appearing on the top because the way my computer is configured. It's appearing on the top, but it should be at the bottom here. Okay. So now this one tells me that the requisition form TY34567 was created successfully. And all forms have been completed for that subject. Now, if there were more than 1 form that were required for that visit, what you would do is you would go to that particular visit. You complete the first form by default, and there would be a next form button that would appear here. In that case, you would just click on that next form button, and it would take you to the next declaration form that you're supposed to complete for that particular visit. Once you've completed all the forms, the system would actually give you a link to print the forms. You can click on the print form link, and it will give you a PDF of the declaration form. Here, this is the declaration form that you can print out using your local computer. As you can see, this declaration form is printed with all the demographic information. It has the subject IDs, the study name, visit name, date of birth, rate. It has all the details that you completed when you were completing the declaration form online. And then you have site information as well. Now you can just click on the print button to print this particular declaration form. All right. So let's go with the next option, which is the ship option. Now here you would try to search for any sample, any frozen sample that you might have sitting at the site. Some samples you ship on the same day of collection, some samples you do not. The samples you do not ship on the same day of collection, and if they're batched shipped, then this is when you're ready to ship the sample, this is where you would go to find the declaration forms for the samples you have sitting at the site. All you need to do is you select your study, select your site name, and click on search, and it should give you all the declaration forms for the sample that you should have at the site. And you can click on the declaration form you want. You enter in the available number when you're trying to send the samples over to us, and that's an optional thing. If you don't have the information available, you can skip that, and you click on ship. And it will give you all the declaration forms. It's pretty easy. The third option is the search option. And the search option is used for looking up any declaration form that was completed in the past. So when you click on search, it would give you a few different fields where you can go and enter in the keywords to look for the declaration form you're looking for. So for example, here you can either select the site name and click on search, and it will give you all the declaration forms that were completed in the past for that site. Here you would notice that the search results appear in a tabulated manner. It gives you the site name, available number, subject ID, initials, declaration form number, whether the sample should be at site or not, when was the last time the declaration form was updated, who updates the declaration form, and then there's a link for every declaration form. You can click on that link to go to the PDF of that declaration. So let me click on one of those links to show you how the declaration form would look like when you click on this. Again, it will be a PDF of the form, and of course, it's not going to be different from the declaration forms we saw, the PDFs we saw earlier when we were completing the declaration forms. All right, so my computer is thinking, and it would actually show you a PDF of that declaration form we just clicked on. Again, the search function comes handy when you're trying to look for any specific declaration form you might have completed in the past. Of course, if you have the declaration form number handy, you can just enter in the declaration form number under the declaration form field, and the system would actually give you the search result for just that declaration form, and that would be a specific hit. You'll get that particular declaration form. Also, if you just want to look at all the samples, all the declaration forms that were completed in the past, for that site, you just select the site, click on search, and it gives you all those declaration forms for that site. You can also search using patient number. So you enter the patient number, and it should give you the declaration forms which were completed for that particular patient. Similarly, you can enter in the error bill, so on and so forth. Okay. So while this is pulling up that acquisition form, let me quickly go over the submit option once again, because that's the most important option for us. Maybe this time we can go over another visit just as a refresher. All you got to do is select the study, to select the site from here. If you have access to only one study, of course, you don't need to select anything. It would appear here by default. Then you have the acquisition form number that you would need to enter. You enter G12345. Airbill number is an optional field. Initials, patient ID, gender, date of birth, sample collection date and time, fasting status, subject weight, length, visit name. Let's select serology frozen this time. Now here, let me give you an example of what would happen if you selected no for any particular test. Let's select no for serum flow here and select a yes here. Let's go to the next form. So the system asks me why that sample wasn't sent over, or why is it, what's the reason why the sample is not being sent, and you select the reason why. So let's say it's low volume, and you enter in the reason why. Sample volume collected was very low. You save that, and you see that the election form has been completed for that visit. Then you print the form, and here is the PDF of that form you just completed. Now you would also notice that the first page of the acquisition form is the form that you will be sending across when you send the samples over. There will be another page, the second page, and that's just for site records. And the page would actually say that this report is just for site records. And this page can just, it can stay in your site files. It's just for the records. You don't have to send this page over. The first page would, or the acquisition form, the actual acquisition form, will need to be shipped. Okay. So this was pretty much it for the accession tab, which is submit, ship, and search. Again, accession tab is the tab you will be using the most. Submit option is where you would go and enter in any particular sample. And again, if you're completing the acquisition form and you missed completing any mandatory field, the system would give you an error. You would have to go back and complete that. Even for subject ID, if you did not complete the subject ID in the right format, the system would give you an error. And so the whole purpose of creating EzRF was that, if the site did not complete the acquisition form completely, or if there was any field that was missed, the system would give you an error, and you would need to go back and then complete that field before you move any further. And that helps us in preventing the queries to be sent over to the site, and the reporting would not be delayed. The number of queries would drastically go down, and this would really help the turnaround time of the reporting. All right. We just had a refresher for submit option. Ship option is just to remind you, is to search for any frozen samples that you might have sitting at the site. If you're ready to batch ship those samples, all you got to do is click on the ship option, select your site, click on search, and this will give you all the samples that you might have sitting at the site at this time. select the sample you want to send, click on enter in the airbill number. If you have that handy, if not, you can skip that. Click on ship, and this would give you the PDF of the form. Go back. Last option, the search option. This is where you would go and select search for any particular declaration form that you filled in the past. So this is all about EzRF. I hope this training was easy enough for you to understand. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us anytime. And happy using EzRF. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.